In this video, you will understand exactly who has a real chance to replace the dollar and how this impacts the future of your money. And I know that hearing that the dollar will end seems like an exaggeration or an internet conspiracy theory, but the numbers don't lie. We are living through a structural change that has accelerated drastically in the last 5 years and that most people are ignoring. That is why we are going to leave opinion aside and go straight to the source, analyzing official and historical reports to see what the world's biggest powers are doing with their money right now. Before I show you the numbers that are scaring economists, send your sincere guess here in the comments. Do you think the dollar continues to be the king of the world for the next 10 years? Or are we already living through the beginning of the end of the American currency? I want to see who gets the market direction right before seeing the data. Thank you for the comment. Now, let's get to the facts. To understand this without guesswork, we need to look at where the heavy money is going, to the international reserves of countries. Think of this as the emergency savings of each nation. That is where we see the truth. When we analyze the most recent reports from the International Monetary Fund, we realize who has real chances of taking the place of the American currency. Let's start with the most powerful countries, because what China and the Eurozone region are doing has changed a lot. China continues to have the biggest piggy bank in the world, with more than $3.3 trillion saved. But the secret is not the quantity, it is what they are doing with it. For a long time, China lent money to the United States by buying their debt securities. Now, data from the American government shows that the Chinese are selling these securities and exchanging them for real things, mainly gold. Japan, which is the second country with the most reserves, still holds a lot of American debt, but is having trouble trying to save its own currency, the yen. The whole world is changing route. When you pick up the report from the World Gold Council, you see that countries like Poland, Turkey, and India are buying gold like never before. Poland, for example, increased how much it has stored by hundreds of tons in a short time. China announced that it bought gold for more than 18 months in a row. The idea is simple: security. They realize that having gold in the vault is safer than having a paper that depends on the politics and the will of another country. If we look at how this world savings is divided since 2016, the dollar is still the leader, of course, but it is losing space. The International Monetary Fund points out that the dollar's share in these reserves fell from more than 70% in the beginning of the 2000s to something around 57 or 58% today. It is a slow fall, but it does not stop. Meanwhile, the euro remains stuck at its 20%, and China's currency tries to gain space, but is still a small slice. Who is really shining and occupying this empty space is gold, which is being bought more and is also worth more money. And if you think this privileged information is worth as much as the gold we are discussing, take the opportunity now and leave the like and leave the hype here in the video. This signals that you value content that goes deep into the data and not just superficial headlines. It is important to note also that it is not just the great powers. Developing countries, like Brazil and Mexico, keep good reserves, but the strategy of the whole world is becoming similar. Depend less on American debt and have varied options. And there is a very strong reason for this, which is the other side of this story: the public accounts of the United States. Think with me. The American national debt has already passed the barrier of $36 trillion. It is a giant number that scares any serious specialist. Unlike Brazil, which gathers money to protect itself from crises, the United States has the unique advantage of being the owner of the currency that the whole world uses. The result? They create debt without stopping. The value they owe is already greater than 120% of everything the country produces in wealth in a year. The world is starting to ask itself, is it worth me keeping my savings in the currency of a country that owes so much and does not stop printing money? This distrust in the quality of the dollar is real. The amount of money that the United States put into circulation exploded in the last years. There is a lot of dollars circulating for little real growth. This generates price increases and makes money worth less. Furthermore, there is the political risk. When the United States blocked Russia's money after the war in Ukraine started, it was a giant alert signal for the whole world. It showed that, if you keep your money in dollars, you are subject to the rules of Washington. This caused several countries to close agreements to negotiate directly among themselves, as we see in the BRICS group: Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, using their own currencies instead of the dollar. Recently, China did more international business using its own currency than the dollar for the first time. But calm down, no need to panic. If we look at history, none of this is new. Ray Dalio, one of the biggest investors in the world, studies economic cycles and shows that empires and strong currencies last, on average, from 80 to 100 years. We already had the money of Florence, of Venice, of Spain, the pound of England, and now the dollar. There is no law that says a currency lasts forever. The pound of England, for example, ruled 80% of the world's reserves until the Second World War. Today, it is secondary. The dollar assumed the post after a global agreement and established itself. But the world turns. The great moment of modern change was in 1971, when the American president decided that the dollar could no longer be exchanged for gold. There we entered the era of money that only has value because the government says it has value, paper money without physical guarantee. Since then, all currencies, including dollar, euro, and real, are promises of payment that depend on trust in governments, and this trust is being tested. That is why gold, which is an ancient asset, came back with everything. It is the only thing that does not depend on anyone's promise. If we imagine the future 5 or 10 years from now, it is quite possible that gold returns to having a main role in the financial system. If the trend of paper money losing value continues, and central banks indicate that they will continue printing money, the price of gold in relation to these currencies tends to rise. We can reach a scenario where gold surpasses the euro and becomes truly the second biggest reserve of value in the world, right next to the dollar. And of course, we cannot ignore the digital revolution. Bitcoin appears in this context as the digital gold. It might sound like tech fan talk, but we already have real examples, like El Salvador, which adopted Bitcoin as the country's reserve. In the United States, the topic has already reached Congress, and large investment companies like BlackRock already offer ways to invest in this. It is still a tiny part of the world's reserves compared to gold, but it is a 21st century asset that solves the problem of the lack of limits that the dollar has. Now that you have seen the whole of the American debt and the race of the central banks, if you had to choose just one lifeboat to protect your assets in the next decade, what would be your bet? The millennial security of gold or the technological revolution of Bitcoin? Comment gold or Bitcoin down here. I want to see which team wins this dispute. In the end, what we are seeing is a search for something that maintains value in a more stable way. Governments' currencies lose the ability to measure value because they are elastic. Governments increase their quantity when they need to. Scarce things, like real estate, gold, and stocks, rise in price not necessarily because they are worth more, but because money is worth less. Maybe, in a not-so-distant future, we stop putting prices on things in dollars and go back to looking for a more rigid standard. It seems distant, but history shows that changes in money happen slowly, and then, suddenly. The important thing is not to get stuck in the past and understand that the economy changes. Those who perceive these movements before, generally, manage to protect what they have better. And for you to continue always ahead in these economic movements, do not forget, leave the like and leave the hype before leaving. It is the fastest way to support the channel to bring these global analyses to you. In the upper right part of the screen, a video suggestion will appear now for you to continue with me. See you in that next video. See you later.
Nelle sole sul rossi pa che muoversi ya!